Number one, Kirby Smart. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Nearly an 85% winning clip, 2 national championships, 3-time SEC national champion, or 3-time SEC champion. Won the coach of the year in the SEC a couple times too. So that's a no-brainer right now to anyone who pays attention to college football. My number 2, I got Dabo as my number 2.
I figured you might. I know you've been, since you and I have been doing this podcast, when we talk about coaches, you're still really high on the fact of obviously what he's accomplished overall in his career. And don't blame you.
Like you mentioned, I mean, yeah, he's doing things his own way, and he went to the playoffs last year, albeit in a down ACC. But again, we've had the privilege of kind of marinating on these lists for 2 or 3 weeks now. All Clemson has done is just nail some guys in the recruiting ranks. Like, they've got some dudes who are coming in, and he's dipped his toe into the portal a little bit. He's got a 793 win percentage, 2 national championships. He's won the ACC 9 times, 3-time Bear Bryant Coach of the Year award winner. So I think Ari was pretty disrespectful putting him at number 6.
So I think that Dabo gets. I think Josh Pate put this well recently when he was talking about Clemson and Dabo, that people that are kind of hating on Dabo, obviously there's a lot of that going on the last couple of years. It's the same thing, man, that like your Alabamas and Ohio States and stuff like that. Like the standard that Clemson set over that period of time where they just were dominant with Deshaun Watson and with Trevor Lawrence and all those receivers that they had during that time, and those defenses with Brent Venables, like just winning 12 games every year, playing in multiple national championship games, winning multiple national championships, just how dominant they were during that time. That is still the standard that everyone really holds them to. Yeah. Like even Clemson fans in general, like that's the standard that they're expecting Clemson to put out. And like the last few years, they're just not there.
Yeah.
But this coming up year, with the talent that they have coming back at receiver, with Cade Klubnik coming back, with what they've got bringing back on defense, bringing in Tom Allen as a DC, like if Dabo and Clemson this year were to lose 3 games, I think that it would be fair to start maybe dropping him a little bit on these lists. Yeah. But it's absolutely fair to say that your Steve Sarkisians and Dan Lannings, for example, haven't done enough yet in their career to overtake what Dabo has done in the longevity of his career. And again, a down year this past year for Dabo.
Yeah.
And they win the ACC championship and they're in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 3, I got Ryan Day. 87.5 winning percentage, 1 national championship, 2-time Big Ten champ. Just has a Michigan problem right now. So I think Ryan Day at 3 is pretty solid. 4, I do have Sark. I think he's the lowest win percentage on my list. And it's a 618 winning percentage, but he's nearly 70% at Texas. He's gone to back-to-back Final Fours. Yeah, he's got a freaking war chest to work with there in Texas with all the money, the NIL, like embarrassment of riches, right? So it's CFP at least or bust for them every year, and the natives are going to start getting restless if he, can't somehow get it over the hump, especially with Arch taking over at quarterback. And then 5, I got Marcus Freeman, 1 national championship appearance, 1-time Bear Bryant Coach of the Year award winner, 767 winning percentage. Really kind of the biggest monkey on his back, which he kind of, after week 2, squashed it the rest of the year, but was just losing those games that you just shouldn't lose.
Like the Marshalls, the Stanfords, the year
Northern
before.
Illinois, all that. So, and I mean, when you compare him to Sark with the amount, with the stuff that they're, I mean, obviously they got money, but like with the amount of talent they bring compared to Texas or Ohio State or Georgia, it's definitely less. So, I think he's doing a pretty good job there in the first couple of years at Notre Dame. So that's my top 5. 6 through 10. Number 6, I got Kyle Whittingham.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're gonna
love my boy Whit.
Dude, you're going to hate where I got him, man.
I love my boy Whit. 21 years he's been at this.
I feel like I have absolutely disrespected him with you having him at 6.
I mean, you mentioned this. I mean, 21 years, the transition from the Mountain West to the Pac-12 and now to the Big 12. Obviously, it was a rocky first year in that conference, but And if you look him up on Wikipedia, one of the random pollsters out there gave him a national championship in 2008. So he could consider him a national championship winning coach. But I mean, he's won.
Tough. He's too tough to claim natties like UCF did.
Sure. He's won 66% of his games at Utah. One-time national coach of the year. Many Rose Bowl appearances and wins. Had some wins over a lot of really big-time coaches, and it really has just been a steady ship. So, yeah, his steadiness, his longevity at Utah, not jumping ship when he was in the Mountain West and going somewhere bigger, just kind of wanting to build something, and build it he has. So, got respect for Kyle Whittingham. Like I said on Ari's list, right behind him, I got Kalen DeBoer. So, I guess maybe you're disrespecting Witt. I'm disrespecting your boy Dan Lanning because I haven't said him yet. I got DeBoer ahead of Lanning because DeBoer owns Lanning.
Well, to be fair, you have been a Kalen DeBoer guy since day one. When you and I started recording this podcast a couple of years ago, you were all over KD, no doubt.
780 win percentage. Went to the national championship. Took Washington to the national championship against Michigan. I know they were just absolutely loaded on offense, but he brought a lot of those guys in. Michael Penix, what he did at Fresno, what he did as a coordinator at Indiana. Just a lot of respect for the guy. Rough first year in Alabama with 9 wins. Like, a lot of people would take that. So, obviously, we'll talk a lot more about him in the offseason heading into the 2025 season. But Kalen DeBoer, number 7 for me. Number 8, don't like the guy, but Brian Kelly. Got to put Brian Kelly number 8. 728 win percentage, 1 national championship appearance at Notre Dame, 2 more CFP appearances at Notre Dame. And so that's a lot to be said. He, unfortunately, for people who hate Brian Kelly out there, he's probably going to have a year where he gets it done in LSU.
Could be this year.
Yeah, if he doesn't have more success than he's had there, a lot of people will be surprised. Probably first and foremost, Brian Kelly. So, I mean, I think he expects to win. Obviously, it's a lot tougher in the SEC, but he expects to win at a high clip, winning, over 70% of his games. So
yeah, he expects to win a national championship. When he got the job there, like he walked to the podium and said exactly what he should say. A guy that has won at the level he's been at, he said, "We expect to win championships here, and you should at LSU. Absolutely, you should. If Les Miles and Coach O can win national titles there, a guy that's as good of a coach as Brian Kelly should be able to win them there as well."
Exactly. Number 9, here comes Lanning. Dan Lanning, I got number 9. He's 85.4 winning percentage. All the reasons you mentioned, Big Ten champion, went to the Pac-12 championship game last year. I think he's lost 6 total games in his career or something at Oregon.
He's won at a ridiculous level early on.
Fantastic record, fantastic recruiter. Again, like Sark, he's got a war chest he's working with up there with Phil Knight and the Nike money. So, again, like Brian Kelly, sooner rather than later, Dan Lanning's going to get it done. He's going to make a run. Again, could be this year. And number 10, we kind of glossed over him on Ari's list, but I got Josh Heupel number 10. He's got a 739 win percentage at UCF and Tennessee. Like, what he's done so far at Tennessee, I think he's won like 71% of his games at Tennessee. And like, they were darn near a train wreck, right? I mean, they had a couple good years, but how many years in a row had they lost to Alabama? Like 15?
Yeah, it was a lot. And dude, you're right. People truly don't understand how bad of a situation that was, and especially with the NCAA investigation that was looming over them with the Jeremy Pruitt stuff. That when they hired the AD from UCF, and then everybody just thought that the UCF AD, I think Danny White's his name or whatever, went out and was just hiring his buddy from UCF and Josh Heupel. And
they wanted to hire Greg Schiano.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And dude, so many people made fun of that Josh Heupel hire. Like it was like even Tennessee fans despised it.
Yeah.
And then in a hurry, he won at I think year 2. Won, 11 games? Won 11-2.
Yep.
With Hendon Hooker in that bunch. And again, this year they're in the college football playoffs. So yeah, man, Tech, I have no problem with Josh Heupel being ranked high on your list.
Yep, he's my number 10.
All right, so
let's round out our top 15. At 11, this is where I have James Franklin. This dude won 61% of his games at Vanderbilt, right? In 3 years at Vanderbilt, he won 9 games twice at Vandy. So that's pretty impressive. 68.7 winning percentage. Everything you said. He wins the games he's supposed to. He loses the games he's supposed to. That's just kind of what it is with James Franklin right now. So, again, with like some of these coaches, like there's going to be a time where he's eventually going to get it done. But regardless, he's properly rated. You know, as Josh Pate always says, he's properly rated. He's not overrated. He's not underrated. He's properly rated. So, number 12, I will be shocked if you even have this guy in your top 15. But I've got much respect for Kirk Ferentz at Iowa.
I don't have him in my top 15, but hey, man, the longevity that he's had at his career at Iowa and still finding ways to win games without even scoring points for all those years.
Yeah.
His system, the way he does, I'm not trying to steal your thunder. I don't hate the fact that you have him in your top 15. I probably should have him at 15 instead of the guy that I've got at 15. But we'll get to that in a minute. But,
I mean, Ferentz and Whittingham, like I always ask myself, what would Kyle Whittingham do at Alabama, right? Yeah. At a place like Alabama, what would Kirk Ferentz do at Ohio State, right? I mean, you got to think of what they're working with compared to some of these other teams they're going up against year in and year out. So to be able to do what he's done for 26 seasons now, and like you said, winning games by just punting the ball from the opposing 40-yard line, and you know, I mean, winning 10 games a year, like it seems like every year, and going to Big Ten championships and everything, being a game away from making college football playoffs, like pretty darn impressive at a place like Iowa in the middle of nowhere. So much respect for Kirk Ferentz. 13, I got Curt Cignetti, 83.3 win percentage. Yeah, prisoner of the moment, IU, obviously taking Indiana to the college football playoff, but what he did at JMU has been impressive. What he did at IUP was impressive. And again,
wasn't he like at Elon winning a ton of games at Elon and stuff too?
Dude's just a winner.
Just Google him. Yeah, I mean, dude
he's
wins.
just a winner.
Yeah.
Number 14, your boy you mentioned earlier, Chris Kleiman, winning 63% of his games at Kansas State, following Bill Snyder. Those are big, those are big shoes to fill. And like you said, beating Lincoln Riley, going to Big 12 championships, beating TCU in the Big 12 championship a couple years ago to win that game. He just knows how to get it done. Again, same thing with Ferentz and Whittingham. Like, what would he do if he was at a bigger school, right? Yep. With more resources and all that. So really good coach. 15 is where I got Lane Kiffin. 671 win percentage, like you mentioned. 7-10 at Ole Miss, winning 10, 11 games a year. Yeah, like Lanning, like other coaches, it's like, what have you done in the big games? That's all these coaches. That's all quarterbacks and coaches, man. Like, what have you done in big games? Who have you beat? Who have you beat?
Who you beat?
And, he got that monkey off his back a little bit this year, beating Georgia. And, he's won some other big games. But again, he's got to stop laying those stinkers, man, to Kentucky and, all that stuff. So I think he'll eventually get the Rebels to the playoffs. But, yeah, Lane Kiffin rounds out the top 15 for me. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys indulging us, during conference tournament weekend here, talking a little college football head coaches. We love lists. We're definitely going to put out some more lists later on this season. This will probably be one of them. So you'll see this pop up here in a couple months, just, scrolling through TikTok, at Always Talking Ball, or Instagram at Always Talking Ball, YouTube Shorts, anything like that. You're going to see it pop up and you're like, oh, yeah, those guys did do a list. Maybe I should go check out their entire episode. So, appreciate you guys listening. Like I said, we're going to be back next week. We're going to talk some March Madness. We're going to talk, who's going to cut down the nets, who we think is going to cut down the nets. Will it be Auburn? Will it be Alabama? Will it be Duke, Houston, Florida? So many good teams this year. Should be fun to watch. Next, 4 weekends of the sports calendar with basketball and then the Masters coming up. So awesome. After that, we'll talk some spring games, what teams are actually having spring games. We'll talk that. We'll talk post top 25 rankings after spring ball. Then we'll get into just kind of ramping up towards the season for 3 or 4 months. And it's going to be a fun time of the year, man. We're going to have a great list of guests on. So we appreciate you guys for following along. Subscribe to the show, send it to your friends. Lance, you got anything else to add?
No, man. You could follow the show also on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We put out some great reels and stuff on those social media sites as well. And like Tyler said, give us a subscribe on YouTube. It helps us out. Doesn't cost you a thing. If you think this show was good, we're not asking for freebies. If you think this is a good show, send this along to your friends that you think that they love college sports and college football in general. We just love talking ball with you guys, so we appreciate you joining us.
All right, we'll see you next time.